Welcome to today's episode of Set to Cine. We're going to go take a look at GB Labs out in Valencia, California.
Supposedly, we're driving halfway to Six Flags Magic Mountain today. According to the map, it's a lot more than halfway.
Yeah, it's actually all the way.
Right across the street.
You can see the roller coasters.
Hello.
Hey guys, how you doing? What's up? Welcome.
Steven?
Hey, Stephen Dominic. Hi.
Good to meet you.
And you?
This is Sean.
Hey Sean, how you doing?
How's it going?
I mean, what we love doing is we love making things and seeing them go out all over the world, and I love hearing back from people how our product has changed the way that they can do things and just make it so much simpler. We've got engineering, high-level engineering here.
I'm Colin, and I'm the pre-sales engineer for GB Labs. Honestly, the setup is the fastest I've ever seen. It's the easiest system I've ever used, and the hardest part is just putting it in the rack. And the rest of it just goes really smooth.
Hey, how you doing, man? I'm Adian Toriksa, the head of sales and managing GB Labs here in the United States.
John Alamo, Business Development Manager and Janitor.
Ivan Hammond, Business Development Executive of GB Labs, East Coast.
All right. I'm Dave Thompson, Channel Manager and sometimes Pre-Sales Engineer.
In my entire career, I've always looked to push technology forward, and I think GB Labs takes the NAS solution farther than anyone has before. And that's the primary reason that I'm here, is to take NAS technology and workflow solutions like GB Labs has and push them into the future.
So GB Labs started in 2008, and prior to that we'd been manufacturing storage as well as selling central storage systems for probably 10 years prior to that as a systems integrator. We got fed up with installing central storage systems that had been let down by other vendors, so we basically created our own one to address problems. We needed something that was easy to install, and we really wanted a NAS to work, and NASs traditionally don't work for media. So yeah, that's really what we did, and we made that work for ourselves. We had a lot of success with that, and it must have been about 9 years ago we turned full-time manufacturer and created our product range for the channel, so for other people to take and sell. And that's been really successful. We've been in the UK, well, I've been in the UK all my life really, and we developed the products over there. We started to sell into Europe. We then branched out and had big successes in Japan and Australia and other parts of Asia. I think that having had people like Reuters, Reuters News Organisation worldwide, who've been using our product for 8 years now, having those customer testimonials and having the right market for the product at this moment in time in the States is a good time for us to expand over here. We've now got 6 staff over here. I personally have made an investment. I also have a house over here, so spend 3-4 months of the year over here to make sure the success of the product. AI is a word that's used a lot in our industry, sometimes used well, sometimes not so well. It's because we can manage everything. We can effectively prioritize and slow down low priority tasks and accelerate high priority tasks, which means that you're getting the best of your bandwidth all the time. And this is fundamentally different to other systems because you're using pretty much all of the time everything you've paid for, as opposed to paying for a huge chunk of performance that you're using a very small amount of. Again, it's about maximizing the resource that you're purchasing. So we're seeing that customers are literally running their whole facilities on 16 32 disks and one accelerator, which would typically take 60 to 100 disks or SSDs to run those sort of facilities.
What did he just say? Did we hear that right?
16 32 disks and one accelerator, which would typically take 60 to 100 disks or SSDs to run those sort of facilities.
So we did hear that correctly, but we had to know more. Fortunately, Colin was on hand to go into a little bit more detail.
Okay, yeah, I'm just going to bring up the user interface here. So one of the things that makes GB Labs, that sets them apart from our competition, is our Nitro layer. It's an NVMe SSD layer on our FastNAS product that automatically accelerates the most used data. So when editors and people are using the system, if somebody tries to copy data to it, our Nitro layer will move all of the active data into the SSD layer and protect the user editors from drop frames. And it happens automatically. It's 512 gigs of NVMe, and the most active data gets moved into the Nitro layer, boosting performance. And you can find our performance charts. We actually post them on the website. And we support AFP, NFS, and SMB. So Linux, Windows, and Mac. And they can all access the same workspace at the same time. You don't need any client software, no client licenses. It's a standard working protocol. We send out eval equipment.
Okay.
If somebody wants to do an eval, we can send you an eval system. And we usually do that with a customer demo that takes about an hour to go through our user interface.
Colin was not joking. When they say that they're willing to come out there and help you set it up and learn the product, they really will do it. We would definitely recommend this product to somebody who needs a mass storage solution for their corporation, or for personal use, or to add a significant boost to your already existing system.
Thank you for watching another episode of Set to Cine. If you've liked what you've seen today, make sure to like and subscribe, and hit that bell notification to make sure you stay up to date on what's going on.
Today's episode has been brought to you by Max Digital for all your production and post-production needs. Also, big shout out to GB Labs for having us over for an interview. Thanks guys, see you next time on Set to Cine.